All right. And we're recording. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, boys, girls, all genders in between, bulls, bears, wolves. You guys are one big family, and I can't say it enough. How happy and how fortunate I feel to be able to do those live streams and make a connection with all my fellow traders. Now, what are we looking at? What is the game of today? The game of today is the limbo. Wondering how low will she go? Is this over or is this just the beginning? We did have some ranges yesterday that needed to be respected for this whole situation to hold. Obviously, it did not. Back down to the lower ranges. All these actually did move over time, so they are not up to date. But what do we see so far? So far, a little bit of light, if you guys would like some light. Over here between this area and this one, let me zoom this out. We do have a higher low being printed. Now, of course, the question is it going to hold? And, even... Oh, instant code. Okay, let's start with this, guys. This is the first good thing. Get your get.instant.com page open and fill out the next code, WO-8EDZ5. 8EDZ5. So, yeah, like I was saying, right now, potentially, there is a slightly potential bullish divergence. But, the question is now, what will it take to hold, and what can price still do in the meanwhile? There are a few possibilities, and you need to be open for all of these. What could happen? Best case scenario. Let's start with this. All right, dear Lord Charles, good for you. You took the codes. So happy. So best case scenario. Let's start with a little bit of sunshine, okay? Sunshine and lollipops. Best case scenario is that we do something like this. We make a higher low on the price action. We make a higher low on the RSI. And we just start rolling and everybody's happy. Best case scenario, it could happen. It is possible. Now, hey Bram, hi, how are you doing? Welcome to the chat, welcome to the stream. So happy to have you here. So, yeah. Now, other case scenario, still a good case scenario, actually. We go for another little swipe down, we recover, and we print another higher low on the RSI. Would be very, very nice, very equally nice. So we're gonna have to measure out how high this RSI level is sitting. Now, worst case scenario, and this is doomsday talk. We start going down, eventually breaking the low of this area on the RSI, and then it's gonna be down to the next levels right over here. Okay, so just to put it out there, it's not over yet. It's not over until the fat lady sung. And right now she has not been singing at all. You would think that you could hear her somewhere in the distance, but that's the sound of people crying. No, it's not funny. It's really not funny. Now, okay, let's clean up this chart. And what are we going to start off with? Well, you know, very easy. The first thing that we want to know is this level here. How low can price go until we get a lower low? And it even rhymes, so it's really not funny. I obviously already measured it out, and the readings are very gloom. RSI at 20.2 would give us a price of $36,000 Bitcoin. So yeah, let's drag this down over here. 35,900, 36,000. Well, actually, it's moving. It's moving around. So, you know, fingers crossed. I'm going to put this over here like this, and I'm going to remove this one. Now, this one, we don't really need it because nobody right now cares about how high it can go, you know, just, you know, will it go up? This is already what is going to make a lot of people happy, obviously. Now, another thing that I have noticed is that this trend line over here on the stochastic seems to, you know, seems to have some sort of a validity. We have one, two, well, a multitude of 2 and 3 touches. Right now, the stochastics seem to have rejected more or less the bearish control zone. Still a little bit in the neutral zone, but already this is not a bad sign. Okay, so you know, let's not dive into full panic mode just yet, but you know, we need to be realistic. This whole yellow zone here is actually this shallow area of volume, so it would not be impossible for price to just dip here, find some support, and finally start making the recovery. But this would mean that, you know, Bitcoin could get below the $40,000. You know, it is potentially possible. All right, so enough of all that. Let's look at some higher time frames and see if the higher time frames can help us out in this crazy situation that we are presented with. Let's look at the 3-hour chart. Now, the 3-hour chart, in the 3-hour chart, what do we see? Potentially, how low is this sitting? Wow, look at the stochastics. I just noticed it. Stochastics completely bottomed out on the 3-hour chart, which doesn't happen all that much. So yeah, if we want to make a trend line, I think it's going to be something like this. Yeah. See, this doesn't really happen that often. It's really for the big dumps that we actually see the 3-hour chart stochastics really pierce that low. So yeah, the good thing is that the stochastics are actually curling over. So yeah, maybe they are planning to reject the bearish control zone, but this is not going to play out in the next hour. If it does play out, it's going to take a little while, at least. Yeah, at least to say the least. So yeah, if we look at this section over here, just where the stochastics started to curl, we still could see a swipe to the downside. So yeah, you know, let's not fool ourselves. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of the waiting game for now. Just being patient, not going, like I said, ahead of yourself. If you are in a long position and you still want to hold on to it, I could only advise this I hope you don't have a high leverage so that at least you will be able to take the pain. Eventually, this thing is going to bounce. There is going to be some sort of a move to the upside where we're going to have to see if there is a potential bearish divergence or not. And then bit by bit, level by level, reanalyze the situation and see if there is a chance that that we are actually going to see an uptrend continue or that we are going to enter a downtrend. But yeah, right now it's actually it's way too early to be judging these things. The only thing that we have to go off of right now is these levels right here. Let's have a look. Let's see what the stochastics on the RSI on the 3 hours says. So 20.6, right? 20.6. Let's have a look. And actually, right here, the 3-hour chart would be happy as long as oh, nice. As long as the 3-hour chart doesn't close below the 42,800, well, 780, but let's call it 800. 800. Oh, see, it moved a little bit, so yeah, let's say 830. Moving even more. I'll be damned. 43,000. Okay. That's actually quite interesting. And the 3-hour chart is going to close in about 24 minutes. So yeah, maybe we might see another swipe to the downside, but let's just hope that it doesn't close the 3-hour chart on or below this this red line. But yeah, that's still 3 hours in the waiting, guys. So yeah, you know, it's gonna be very tense times if you want to keep your eyes on the chart. That's what I'll be thinking right now. Not a lot of sleep ahead of us. So then the 5-hour chart. Let's look at the 5-hour chart. What is she saying? Let's put something like this here. And what do we got? Basically a big fat, like really nothing that fits the bill. Okay, so obviously we broke the momentum on the 5-hour chart. That's already being defined. We did break the trend. And right now, for the longer term, I think this is going to be a new discovery of a new trend. Look at how steep this dipped down. I can't stop comparing it to this situation right over here, where we had almost a similar dive down. Here on the RSI, we even went lower. Basically, let's see, let me get marked off. We got 24.4, 24.4, and okay. Well, the 5-hour chart narrows it down even. Hey. Yeah, painful situation. Okay, so which chart are we going to look at? Which is the one that has the most information? For now, I think the most hopeful chart is the 1-hour chart. But let's go further. Let's go down the line. Let's do the 10-hour chart. Let's see what she says. And right here, we do have maybe potentially bullish divergence in the making with this area over here. But like I said before, right now it still could be going further down the line. And you know, to break this bullish divergence, basically the price would need to break $30,000. So I don't think this is gonna happen. I don't think this one is in the charts, literally. But I do believe if we start breaking certain levels, that especially right here, closing the 5-hour chart below the 45,000. Even then, just coming inside the 43,500 range, I think this is going to be the area of potential support that will be the next in line. Yeah. So remember yesterday that I said don't go big, don't bet the farm too quickly. This is exactly why I said this. Especially here, I noticed on Facebook that a lot of people were so proud of having bought the dip. I'm pretty sure not a lot of people bought it here. And then afterwards, I saw obviously a lot of people panicking and asking why Bitcoin keeps on doing this. Well, yeah, that's what happens when you jump the gun, when you go too quickly, assuming like, oh, this is moving up so quickly, and you don't wait for the confirmation to happen. Then either you use this as a breakout trade and you exit as soon as possible, or you don't take it and then you just wait for the confirmation to form and to actually confirm that the bottom is in. Now, on the upside, because you know it's not all doom and misery. On the upside, you can't ignore the fact that right here we do have this potential for a bullish divergence, like actually a rather strong one. The good thing is right now that for hours we have been stuck in this area, and of course every time we go to the downside, it's fear that it's going to break to the downside. Every time it pierces to the upside, the bears become afraid that it's going to let go again. So yeah, we have this big volume node defending the area, and I think this is this could be our last resort if we want to look at this from a bullish standpoint, and if we don't want to be aiming for the lower areas. So yeah, I think this is more or less the best we can do right now. These are the levels that we need to respect. Let's call it over here 43,000. This is the bottom that really needs to hold, or we will be diving down to the high 30s. So 38,000, 35,000, and so on and so on. Of course, just holding this area over here, this would be rather nice. On the upside, you know, there are going to be bounces, and I don't expect this to go up in a straight line. If we manage to hold this area and see price reject this zone here, I do expect at least a retest of those levels before continuing on its merry way. So yeah, if you're not in a long position right now, I would suggest to wait and see what direction is going to be chosen, because right here it is rather impossible to make a decision right now. It's looking with a little bit of hope. It looks like there is some hope, but I'm not gonna bullshit you guys and say like, oh yeah, this is a bullish divergence, here we go. You know, it's impossible to say. Stranger things have happened in the land of cryptocurrency. You have to know that there is little regulation. There are no breakers to stop the market from trading when it moves too quickly and stuff. You know, so if this thing goes, it goes. And you know, that's also why we like this. You know, there is so much potential for volatility, and volatility is what we make our money with. But I just heard today the nicest expression: bulls and bears can both make money, but pigs get slaughtered. Okay, if you're going in with a greedy attitude, this is where you're really going to bleed. If you're playing it safe, okay, you might take a little bit of a loss, but you know, anyway, you will still remain in the game, and there's always the next opportunity ahead, guys. Okay, don't ever forget that. Now, because we can't do more with the Bitcoin chart as it is, I would suggest looking at the dominance. Let's look at the dominance of Bitcoin, and let's see what is happening. So what happened? Right here, we did see a spike up, and of course, a big dip down. Now, yeah, what does this mean? You know, this is just insane. This was at 8 o'clock UTC. Let's go back over here. 8 o'clock UTC. This must have been somewhere over here. So big dominance spike at 8 o'clock, and then a dip down. So this was this one right over here. Huh. Interesting. Look again. 8 o'clock. Okay. For now, looks like the dominance is finding some support over here. We could see some continuation from this. So yeah, maybe that would speak for some hope for the Bitcoin bulls, because once the dominance start to pick up again, you know, logic would dictate that Bitcoin is going to move up again. And of course, all the altcoins are bleeding to death, all except for the Compound and Maker. Maker, Okay, not bad. If you're holding compound or maker, then good job, good for you. Super happy for you even. Let's look at the dollar. What is the dollar doing? So yeah, like I said yesterday, the dollar was looking as if it could pull through. Right now, it looks like the dollar is actually trying to make its move to the upside. So potentially, maybe this could also give the pressure down on Bitcoin. Could be, could be. They have been correlated for some time, then they have been decorrelated for some time, and right now maybe again, let's keep an eye on this. Let's keep an eye on this. But E-mini futures, yeah, E-mini futures is going down for the dog pound. Yeah, E-minis is getting slaughtered, just like Bitcoin. Well, maybe not like Bitcoin, but yeah, it doesn't look very hopeful. No bullish divergence to be seen anywhere so far. So yeah, looks like E-mini futures is in for a little more downtrend, obviously. Wow. Well, what a red day, guys. What a sad day. Um, but things happen. This is the life of a trader. Uh, yeah, a trader, not a traitor. Traitor. So yeah, let's keep our happy faces up. Let's not get too depressed off of these situations unless you were shorting. Of course, if you were shorting, then right now you would be making the happy dance. And of course, that's you have all the rights to be happy right now. But yeah, in my opinion, right now, it's still this area that is in play. And let's just wait it out and see what happens. We do have some ranges to be respected, but it's a huge range. Point of no return until we go really down to the mid and high 30s would be somewhere between $45,000 and $43,000. Especially, even wicking through the 43, I think this thing is just gonna roll over and really, really tank. Yeah. But that said, guys, I think for today there's nothing more to say than just that. Let's keep our eyes on the situation. Let's see how she progresses. If you like, here are the levels to be respected. So 45,000 for the higher term, 43,000 for the lower term, and then ultimately, if we bounce in the high 30s, so from 35,000 to 40,000, if we find support there, could still hold and we could still see some momentum move back up. But yeah, if we get below all this, if we break the 36,000, especially the 36,000, then I think it's game over for the bulls for a long time. Let's just go over to the daily chart. Let's see what the daily chart is looking like. And yeah, right now it does not look very dashing. It really doesn't look all that good. Comparing it to the past, to what has happened here, potentially, I still do expect this thing to bounce at least a little. This is just the natural way of how things are going. It's never gonna go straight all the way down to hell. And on the flip side, we are actually touching the EMA 21, which is not a bad area for support. In the meanwhile, get your instant code. It's gonna be the last one of the day, just because I'm wrapping this thing up. You know, there's not more to say than this. We have our levels. We know which areas are to hold. Potentially, I'm still leaning on, this thing could be holding right here, make a little bounce, try to at least get a little bit of upside, but I think the way this looks, it's just going to be a good either exit strategy or maybe, just like we had over here, the right time to start shorting. Yeah, especially looking at how we got bearish divergence over here. Yeah, but again, stranger things have happened. Who am I to predict the future, right? But yeah, I think this is it. There's nothing more to say than that, on the correction side, we have our 21% correction. So, whoops. Let's measure this one off. This was a 28% correction. But let's measure it from the down to the up. 40%. This. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what happens, guys. Hey, Ninja, how are you doing? How are you doing? Well, you're actually just in time for the wrapping up. I'm sorry if you just stepped in. There's really not much to say about this chart, right? This is a dump, this is a correction. The one thing that is speaking a little bit in favor of bullish potential, or at least a recovery from this area, is the fact that we are seeing right here a potential bullish divergence. We have a little bit of a higher low over here, while price action really made a big lower low. So this is one thing that could be speaking for the bulls. Right now, it seems that this huge volume node is actually where the fight is happening. And this was a volume node that was already present beforehand. So yeah, right now it's actually playing the waiting game, seeing if this area is going to work as a support and we are going to see a liftoff. It's not going to be a liftoff. I'm pretty sure that if we go up, there is going to be a retest before there is going to be any kind of continuation. But then again, we could still see price dip down into the high 30s, like the 38,040 to 36,000 area, and still maintain a bullish divergence posture. So this is not excluded. We could see price head for these areas. It's equally valid, and it would equally still be a bullish sign. So that's the sad thing about it, actually. But then again, if all fails and if we hit below the 35,000 area, if we break below the 36,000, then I strongly believe that the bull run is gonna be over. There might be an attempt for some highs because everything always bounces, but yeah, I think this might then just be your area to look for a short position. Hey, time travel, how are you doing? Welcome to the chat. All right, you're back on your PC. Any thoughts on Ethereum? You were expecting 1147 based on your own analysis. Let's have a look. But you're talking about Ethereum USD, right? Let me first look at Ethereum over BTC, because that's in my opinion the bigger indication. This is going to tell us if Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin or not. That's the way I like to look at things. Right now, potentially, same thing. There is a potential for a bullish divergence present. Yeah, we do have a much lower lower low over here, and we do have a higher low posture of the RSI. Now again, things could always break. Right now, I think this area, this is going to be the one important to hold, because we have this huge volume node over here that could turn into support. But if support breaks, seeing as how little volume is present, well, no, actually, when you add some history, there is quite some volume present. Let's go over to the 5-hour chart. Maybe this one is going to be more helpful. Yeah, could recover. Ethereum could recover. Although it's not going to be easy. On the 5-hour chart, there is no divergence at all. This is just continuation for the 5-hour chart. Let's look at the 10-hour chart. Maybe there's something here. And what does the 10-hour chart say? Same thing, continuation for now. Yeah, that's stuff. So yeah, Ethereum over USD. Yeah, it looks like Ethereum has done something similar as Bitcoin has done. Same thing here. Let's measure those two out. This is 1739 and 16. Yeah, so this is a higher low. Yeah, this is a higher low, and price made a lower low. So yeah, potentially it could. But I think the main reason is because Bitcoin has also made that similar formation over here. See, it looks quite alike. So yeah, right now it's a toss of the coin. I think there's a 2 in 3 chance that we might recover and that Bitcoin might at least make an attempt to the upside, whether it is after a little bit more of a retest of the lower areas or a retest of the lows afterwards. And there's a 1 in 3 chance that that is going to break all the way down, and that we are going to see lower prices. So yeah, be very, very careful. Be careful about your risk management. I'd say this is going to be the moment where you can prove your colors as a trader and a strategist. Yeah, I think that's more or less it for today, guys. What a crazy couple of days. Yeah, I was expecting at least some correction here. I was not expecting such a big one, but yeah, nobody has a crystal ball. You can't foresee these things. Just I hope when we were on the way up that you guys also were smart enough to take profits. And yeah, right here, especially if you are in a long position, think about how you would handle the situation in all three of the scenarios. If it would go up, if it would go down, bounce here, or actually break through. How are you going to prepare for price to just make its decision and go either way without you being the bigger the one who holds the biggest bag, you know? I think this is right now the exercise of today. And, I cannot tell you what to do because everybody has a different capital, everybody has a different pain tolerance, and everybody is in a different position or another situation. So, yeah, these things are, this is the only thing that you are really going to have to figure out for yourself. But this is the situation, the way it's presenting itself. Now, yeah, let's let it ride. Let's see tomorrow how it actually played out. And I really wish you guys the best of luck and the best of potential profit if it is possible. Yeah, I do wish you the most success in the world. Now, yeah, on that note, I'm going to call it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's figure out together how. Let's find out together tomorrow which way it went, and then yeah, hopefully we will have some trend emerging, and then we can just let the party ride and make more crypto fun like we always do. Yes. So remember tomorrow, same time, same channel, 1715 UTC. Remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and don't forget to strike those like buttons, guys. Hit the likes, smash the likes. Thank you very, very much. So in the meanwhile, stay safe, guys. Keep yourselves happy, keep yourselves entertained. This is Bitcoin. It's not gonna go to zero in one straight shot. It's not like the markets, the traditional markets, when when a company is failing, that you could see the stocks just go down to infinity and beyond. This is an asset. This is a currency. So it will always bounce at least somewhere. And if you're thinking about an exit strategy, maybe this could be a little light at the end of the tunnel, just preparing for that bounce and making sure that you can take it and at least get out if you want to get out, or it all depends on your strategy and what you're planning or hoping to achieve with it. But on that note, guys, I will leave it for now. I see you guys tomorrow. Have a great, great rest of the day, and good luck to all of us, right? Bye-bye. And thank you, Charles. Bye.